Hello, and welcome back to the We Don't Wanna podcast. This is the show where two certified dipshits make uncertified takes about your favorite series. We are your hosts. I am Zach, and joining me as always, he's definitely a knight because he was wearing some armor. It is Scotty, the lazy boy Westside.
True. Yeah, this season.
What you doing down there, bud?
You know, this season puts me to sleep, buddy. That's what it is.
The real story is I told Scott.
Tell the real story.
That he's a stiff in a box motherfucker, and he's like, all right, bud, I'm recording this entire episode laying back.
You only say that because you know you've seen how like cramped and small my office closet is, my recording space.
Nope, never seen it. Nope.
I take very offense to like almost stiff and like rigid the entire time.
He looks like Mr. Incredible when he's inside his car driving his car.
No, I do not.
Yeah.
So
yes,
to respond to that, yes, I am fully leaned back in my chair for the audio listeners, and I'm just gonna record the whole episode like this, or at least until I get tired of it. And
he's got his pants off too.
Yeah. Oh, hand. You can only see this hand.
Hand.
You don't want to know what my other hand is doing. I'm only showing you this hand.
Is it doing a little?
You see this hand here? That's the only hand you're gonna see. And what the other hand is doing, we will not be discussing.
I need to know the technique.
No. Let's save that for the OnlyFans.
Okay.
For the only knights in armor.
For the We Don't Wanna fans.
Exactly. That's the true name of that. No one wants to see that. Zachary, how you been, pal?
I've been all right.
Excellent. I like that denim shirt you're rocking tonight, my guy.
Oh, thanks,
You're looking
pal.
very something. I don't know how quite to classify it, but I'm into it.
Oh, hell yeah. I even have the one button undone.
Oh yeah, it's a whole thing you got going.
It's a whole look.
It's a whole look. You got like, is that a chain or am I just seeing your tattoo?
I mean, I always wear a necklace.
I guess so. I guess I know. I guess I don't usually see it.
You don't look at me?
I try not to.
I don't believe.
I try not to.
I feel like
maybe
that's
it's
most
my new
people in my life.
Yeah, true. Maybe it's just my new perspective. You know, maybe it's I'm my leaned back perspective. I just have a whole new, because obviously it changes my eye line of your recording very much so.
Yeah, because
that's how that works.
Yeah, that's how.
I just have a whole new lease and look on life, Zachary.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm doing all right, man. Thanks for asking.
Good. I love to hear it. I fucking love to hear it. You know I love to hear it.
Yeah, man. I've been a little upset and sad about all the injuries that have been happening with my Astros.
True.
It's been not fun. Although I will credit where it's due. Still in second place in the division, and we have been riddled with injuries all season long. And I mean, we may not win the World Series again, but still a very powerful team considering half our pitching staff is gone. Our hitters are not doing their job, and half of them are injured. And it's I don't know. It's just not feeling great, you know.
Yeah, I feel for you. This is putting me to sleep more than this season does, Zach. Why does everyone want to talk baseball with me this season when I have fully abandoned baseball? Can I ask you that?
Well, to be fair, I did also want to talk baseball with you last season.
I know
as well when you didn't.
I know, and that's fine. I'm just I'm talking about like other people. Like I'm feeling it from like other friends and coworkers and stuff. It's like now all of a sudden, before when I would have absolutely engaged in any baseball conversation. Now that I have like, I'm not boycotting per se, but it's kind of effectively that. Like everyone wants to talk fucking baseball with me, and I don't know what that's about.
I mean, you, despite your recent hatred, you like baseball.
I did.
I mean, and you know a lot about baseball.
Oh, well, yes, but no, I could not tell until you tweeted out so helpfully that everyone in the NL West was below 500 for the season.
Except for Arizona.
Which was a truly miraculous stat that doesn't seem possible given the records. I had no idea what was going on. When Davey started talking about how well the Diamondbacks were doing, I was like, I'm not sure I believe this.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
I don't know where anyone is or what anyone is doing. I have not kept tabs even a little bit.
Well, you should. How you doing, bud?
With that, I'm great. I'm relaxed. I'm ready to go. Can't you tell?
Wow, that was great. All right, let's do this thing.
Fuck yes! This is season 7, episode 2. Stormborn, old Daenerys Stormborn titles. Start us out here on this recap, buddy boy.
Yeah, so we begin on Dragonstone, where Daenerys and co. plan their strategy for taking the 7 kingdoms. Tyrion comments that she could have already taken King's Landing, but that she does not want to be Queen of my asses. Sorry, Queen of the Ashes, I think is what he says.
Pretty sure.
And Daenerys agrees. She then questions Varys. I can't take you seriously, leaning back like that.
Okay, yeah, no, it's fine. I'll just leave.
Oh my god, I hate this. Where am I?
Daenerys agrees.
Daenerys agrees. She then questions Varys and his motives for moving his support to multiple different kings and prospective kings. He says he serves the people, and that she asks that he tell her outright rather than scheme if he ever feels like she is failing the people. Then she says she'll burn him alive if he ever betrays her. On brand.
Very on brand.
Melisandre arrives and tells Daenerys that the long night is coming, as am I, and only the prince who was promised can stop it. Prince. Let me just say that again. The prince that was promised.
It's the prince, remember? Yeah.
Yeah, the half-blood prince.
That was promised.
She says that she believes Dany has a role to play, as does the King of the North, Jon Snow. Mel says that Dany should summon Jon to Dragonstone, and Tyrion agrees and vouches for him. At Winterfell, Jon receives Tyrion's letter, and Davos advises that having some dragons on their side to fight the army of the dead might be very useful, because what breathes fire?
Fucking love Davos, dude. My guy is spot on with the analysis here.
Dude, what is this, Scooby-Doo? Fucking hell. At King's Landing, Cersei is on her soapbox preaching the dangers of the Mad King's daughter and her savage army. Randyll Tarly wants to know how Cersei proposes to defeat 3 dragons, and Qyburn says, I'm working on it,
working on it.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Jaime gives the hard pitch to Randyll to be his general and the new Warden of the South if he helps them fight Daenerys and Olenna. Qyburn shows Cersei that he's got a fancy new mega crossbow that shoots through the skull of Balerion, the Black Dread.
Yeah, so then back on Dragon...
I hate this so much.
I'm very keeping it cash today. Back on Dragonstone, no one is getting along. Yara and Ilaria Sand want to attack now. Olenna says that people need to fear Daenerys, but Dany and Tyrion have a plan of their own. The Tyrell and Dornish armies will lay siege to King's Landing, while the Unsullied will sail to take Casterly Rock. Olenna tells Daenerys that Tyrion is clever, but she should ignore him and be a dragon. Sure, whatever.
Great advice.
Missandei and Grey Worm share sweet moments and then a very sexy moment. More on that to come, I'm sure. At the Citadel.
As will I.
Yeah, there it was. I softballed that one in you for you. At the Citadel, Archmaester Ebrose tells Jorah that he's totally boned. But Sam decides to try and treat him with a dangerous procedure when he finds out that he's Lord Commander Mormont's son. It's real gross. Do not like. Why are they obsessed with being as gross as possible this season? Not a fan. At the end at the crossroads, Arya meets our guy Hot Pie, the original prince who was promised.
The original Azora Hot Pie.
Yes. And Azora Hot Pie. Did we ever make that joke before?
I don't know,
pretty
but we
good.
should have.
Yeah, I like that. And he tells her that the Boltons are all dead and Jon is king in the north now.
Who in their right mind could have called that Hot Pie was going to drop some fucking storyline on us?
I mean, have you seen season 7? Anyway, Arya decides to head north instead of continuing to King's Landing to kill Cersei. While camping on the road north, Arya sees her direwolf all grown up, Nymeria, who doesn't eat her, but also won't come with her. Back at Winterfell, Jon receives Sam's letter about the Dragonglass at Dragonstone and decides he needs to go there himself to meet with Daenerys. Admiral Sansa thinks it's a trap and doesn't want him to go, along with all of his lords. Jon gives another sick speech.
That's very good.
Those, and says that he must take on the risk leaving the north with Sansa. Littlefinger tries his manipulation game on Jon, but Jon just half strangles him and says that if Littlefinger touches Sansa, he'll kill him. On their way to Sunspear to pick up the Dornish army, Yara and Ellaria are getting cozy when their Iron Fleet is attacked by Euron's much bigger Iron Fleet. He's like, hey, check out how much bigger mine is.
I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
Euron kills, very sad here. Euron kills 2 of the Sand Snakes, including everyone's favorite, Obama Sand. Ellaria and Yara are captured, and a terrified Theon jumps overboard to escape. Zachy boy. Okay, I feel like I need to lead with something here because we're already just our general attitude and the shit we're talking.
General attitude.
I didn't hate this episode.
But you hated last episode?
Oh yeah, definitely big time. I feel like this is a big, maybe not big. I feel like this is definitely an improvement over the last episode. I like most of it. We will talk about the parts that I didn't. They're probably relatively obvious. But overall, I thought this episode was fine.
There's three moments in this episode that I enjoy. There's one that I think is really great.
Okay.
And that's about it. Everything else I think is not good.
You can tell the writing is just not sharp. The writing is not there.
Yeah, and I think so. Okay, I'm glad that you're kind of leading with this.
Yeah.
Because I want to kind of make a little bit of a commitment with you.
Okay.
Yeah, you know how we love commitment here.
A commitment to do things to me, I hope. Wait,
yes.
what?
Well, a commitment to replace that hand of yours that's not on camera. No, listen. I think that maybe I am a little more down on season 7 than I originally thought I would be. Again, it has been a long time since I've seen it. And I know that you don't enjoy it.
Right.
So with that being said, one thing that I would like to commit to, and I think we already do a decent job at this, but I just want to call it out. I don't want to be those guys that say it's bad writing.
For sure.
I want to explain why.
Right.
Right. I don't want to sit here and say if they had done this, it would have been better. I also don't really like that. Yeah. I just more want to analyze it for what it is and be like, these are the good things and these are the bad things. Again, this is already kind of what we do, but just it almost gives me the same feel as people who are like, oh, it's bad pacing and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Right? Like if it's bad writing, let's talk about why it's bad writing.
Right. No, I'm 100% with you, and I agree. And I feel like we're definitely trying. Like, I know I'm trying to be as objective as possible. Like I said, I don't hate this episode. I think large portions of it are totally adequate and fine, and even good. But the parts where it falls on its face, it smacks it pretty hard.
Yeah, like, and I think one really good example, and I was very appreciative of it, was like last week when we were talking about the Hounds scene, like with the flame.
Yeah.
And just kind of how we broke that down and like why it didn't really make much sense and why it wasn't thoughtful. Like if we're gonna approach something with, hey, this is just like objectively like not great, let's talk about it like
For sure.
In that way. And again, we already decently do that, but let's just be cognizant of that and just not dunk on it for no reason.
Agreed. Let's start on Dragonstone where the episode starts. I thought most of this was pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the I actually really like the interaction between Daenerys and Varys. Because I think it's totally fair that she's asking him all these questions and like
Yes.
like, hey, you kind of seem to switch allegiances a lot. What the hell is up with that? Are you going to betray me too? Totally fair from her. Like, I think that's a valid, avenue for her to be exploring and to be questioning, but she's still rational about it. She doesn't jump straight to the burning. She does get there eventually, but she doesn't, jump straight to that. They have a conversation first. You know what I'm saying? And I did enjoy it.
Right. Yeah. I, on initial reaction is like, okay, this is totally unprompted. And I think it's more just like the timing of it.
Right. Yeah.
Like, but also I think that part of it is just like the memory of season 5 and 6 is like, we picture Varys already being in the service of Dany.
Right. But she wasn't around.
They don't actually, right. So it definitely feels a little misplaced in like timing, but the words are valid.
Right.
But yeah, when you actually think about it, they've not met in this manner.
Right. Like you think like, well, probably a decently long boat ride across the narrow sea. Like
you would think
they couldn't have had that conversation then and there. And it's like, okay, sure, probably. But also it's like, when are you going to actually, put this conversation in the show and have it be meaningful? And that aspect of it, I'm fine with. I see what you're saying, but it's like, I don't see that much of a better option. But I'm still glad that they had this talk, because I think if they didn't and
it wouldn't have been true to Dany's character.
Right.
Because she is somebody who does question loyalty.
Right.
And
I think this talk definitely need to be had. Like if they nobody ever questioned Varys and his loyalty, and he didn't get the chance to tell her everything that why he does the things that he does. I don't think that would have worked either. So
and I think that what makes this so this is one of the scenes that I enjoy in this episode. What really elevates this scene, like, I mean, they do fine with each other, like Dany and Varys, but Varys' response when he's like, because I don't serve the kings, I serve the people.
Hell yeah.
His response was good. Like, it was thoughtful. This could have been writing that we would have seen in season 4 or 6.
Yeah.
Like it was good. Yeah, and then Dany's like, oh, actually, hold on, no. Before I dunk here, I like, if this Dany progression was this, the genuine, like, because I felt like this was genuine, like if I ever am not like taking care of my people, please, like, tell me.
Yeah. So I have a knee-jerk reaction to this, but I want to keep it in the back pocket, because my memory of seasons 7 and 8 is so fuzzy that I don't fully. I think I have an idea about where this is going and how this ends. Sure, but I'm not positive. So I want to throw that on the old proverbial back burner, and let's keep this interaction in mind
throughout the rest of the show. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, for sure.
But yes, like I said, she does eventually jump to the, hey, I will burn your ass alive, though.
Right.
So, just another one of those moments. And then Mel gets here. Mel looks really good in this scene. I don't know what they did with like her lighting or her makeup or whatever. Mel's looking good this season. Like,
I mean, yeah, sure.
she's
I don't think
always
she's
looked
ever been
good,
looking
but-
bad.
No, true, but
Yeah, no, hey, I feel you.
Mel's looking good, and yeah, she's like, hey, you should check out this guy Jon Snow. I think he's pretty cool. You should definitely check his ass out.
He's got a cool scar.
He's got a real cool scar. He's hot as hell. You know, recently reborn. You know, recently deceased, but he's okay now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think about this whole Mel bit here?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. Nothing to write home about, but nothing great. I think that like it's the right way for Dany to summon Jon. I mean, to hear of it from Mel. And also, okay. How do you, before I express anything, how do you feel about the prince that was promised? Oh, actually, that's a mistranslation. There's no gender, which, look, hey, like for a very long time we speculated like it could just be, you know, like a misunderstanding in the prophecy. It could be Daenerys. It could be the both of them together, right? Fire and ice.
Prophecy is very, you know, like kind of loose like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
Or can be, especially in this world. It's a little on the nose for my taste.
It's
Missandei piping up and like
there's a couple
pushes up her glasses.
Yes.
Actually,
hey audience, listen up. Hey audience, I hope you're taking notes.
It's a little on the nose.
It's a little Scooby-Doo for me. There's a couple of times in this episode where I feel like that.
Yes.
It's like, oh, thanks for that, writers.
Again, I feel like this is probably something Tyrion already should have known, but again, the timing is weird, and I am glad to see his reaction to Jon, you know, being King of the North.
Right.
I think that's very cool. You know, because Tyrion looks like surprised and happy, and I think that's cool. So
yeah,
they have a fun relationship.
It was just such a short-lived like duo, but I really like them together.
100%.
So yeah, no, that makes me happy.
Shouts to quite a few of those when we talk about them at length, those short-lived amazing duos that are together, and that is certainly one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Anything else about the Dragonstone stuff for now?
Really just the fact that like I know that like Daenerys is there to conquer.
Mm-hmm.
But the political finesse is just like non-present.
Sure.
Like Mel shows up, tells her of this shit, tells her like, you need to talk to Jon, see what he's like dealing with. Like you guys need to link up. Tyrion's like, yo, this is a good guy, you know, like, and she's like, okay, summon him to bend the knee, call a doctor, but not for me, you know, like. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like
she has no chill when it comes to that.
She's got no chill.
She's
so close to the power that she so desperately desires. And actually, let me rephrase that, because she has the power that she wants. She's so close to the status that she so desperately wants that she is like fiending for that shit now. She can smell it.
Yeah.
And I just no chill.
Through both of these instances, she gets like 90% of the way there, like 90% of the way through the scenes. And it's like, okay, Daenerys. And then it's like her no chill comes out, or I will burn you alive, or, oh, so he can bend the knee. And it's like, dude, just chill, bro. Come on. Damn. Like,
just calm down.
You were so close. You were so close.
Yeah. You gotta, I don't know, like, just like minimize this scale for a second. Like this isn't like world domination, continent domination. Like you ever just get that like new boss?
Oh yes.
Who just comes in and they're just like, I'm the fucking guy.
Yeah. A little power trippy.
fuck
sure.
off, guy.
Yeah.
Who invited this fucker, you know?
True.
Yeah,
For me, that was you when you became my boss.
Bitch, I was already the boss.
I'm just kidding. Okay, so the very quick Winterfell scene here is basically just Jon receiving the letter. I don't have much to say about this other than I love Captain Obvious Davos.
Just
being like, what do dragons breathe again? Oh, right, fire, gosh.
Fire. Well, that might be important.
It's fucking,
audience.
Yeah, it's very dumb, but it's Davos, so I love it.
I hate you.
Here.
You need to be objective, you piece of shit.
I try. It's the way he delivers things. His line delivery is so good.
There is one thing that I love here. I love. It's very short, very quick. I love that Jon turns to Sansa and says, "You know him better than anyone else. What do you think?"
Yep.
I just love the slight like piece of growth and bond and trust being built between Jon and Sansa. It's a very good showing of that.
True.
Big fan.
Definitely agree. King's Landing. So, yeah, Cersei is just like, hey, Mad King's daughter, she's crazy as he was. Look at all these terrible. This is like, see what you were talking about, how Daenerys has like no political acumen. This is like Cersei, the exact, like, she is politicking.
You're
like,
right.
She is on the fucking campaign trail, like politicking her ass off. And it's like, I do like seeing that from her, because it's like she's been ruling to this point with a lot of just like a very heavy hand.
Yes. I mean, like,
I'll blow up anyone that doesn't agree with me.
Right.
But now she's just like fear mongering, and
yes,
it's
you
know, it's
you
effective.
mean like government?
Yes, like, yeah, oh yeah, 100%. There's very much, a lot of parallels you could probably draw to just the way politics work in America,
world.
Yeah, or the world a lot of times, and yeah, it's very. I don't like it, but I think it's good because of that. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I agree.
It makes me uncomfortable, and that's probably the exact right effect.
Yeah,
I guess.
I did take notice of a couple things here, and I'll make this quick because it's not a really big scene. But like, first off, the throne room, just like I think it makes sense. This is not a complaint, it's just an observation. Just looks so underwhelming now.
Interesting.
Like, and I feel like it's a parallel to the lack of support and the lack of like status almost that like King's Landing and being the ruler holds.
Like just how empty it kind of is.
Yeah,
There's
like
not a
how
lot of
empty.
people. Yeah.
Exactly. It's just kind of dead, kind of barren. So that's one observation I had, and I like that. But the second thing is that this Jaime and Randyll scene is phenomenal.
It's very, very good.
I adore this scene.
Yeah.
And I think it's the best scene in the episode for sure.
Off the top of my head, you're probably right.
Randall's a piece of shit. Because obviously, we've seen his interaction with Sam. But like, this is a guy that, like, when he talks, you listen, you know?
I do appreciate how, like, no nonsense it is. Like, he tells Jaime just straight up,
it's a long ride back.
It's a long ride back to the Reach, Sir Jaime. I just, like, get to the fucking point. Like, what do you want?
Yes. Yeah. And also, I appreciate the flip side of that. I appreciate Jaime.
Yeah, he does.
Being like, all right, dude, I'll play your game. And he meets him with it, and it's a very good interaction between two, like, alphas, I think, that go about their... God, I can't believe I just said the word alpha.
Yeah,
I feel like a piece of shit.
You should.
You know what I mean?
I
like
know what you mean. Yeah.
Two high-ranking, like, high-status individuals kind of just doing their thing. Right. And Jaime doesn't really back down from it. Mm-hmm. And I also appreciate that Randyll, his knee-jerk reaction is like, I swore an oath
right
to House... my God.
Loyalty first.
Yeah, right.
Tyrell.
Hold on. Tyrell. I kept wanting to say Tarly. And then Tully.
Yeah.
Fuck me. So he says this, and then he like kind of gives it to Jaime. He's like, we don't cut people's throats at weddings. Like we give a shit about our oaths and our honor. And
big credit to Jaime, though. He does not let that rattle him, or like he doesn't like lash back. He just, hey, you swore an oath to the crown as well.
Yeah. Yes, dude. Yes. It's a great scene, man. And it does, like, there's parts of me that are like, who wrote that? Like, get them back. Like, put those guys back.
See, it really, like, what Jaime is talking about here, it really harkens back to, like, you remember those conversations he had with, like, Catelyn when he was tied up, when he was a prisoner, and he was all like, yeah, I also swore to this person. Like, so many oaths, they make you swear and swear. And Jaime is just using that again here, you know. Like, Jaime, you know, has a very, like, realistic view on the world, you know. Like, he understands the way things are when it comes to, like, these oaths and, like, these, you know, the crown versus whoever, you know. And he also understands that Randyll is a very proud man.
Yes.
And yes, he has his honor and his loyalty and all that, but also, like, hey, wouldn't it be really cool if you were Warden of the South? You know?
Yeah.
So, really good interaction between the two of them. I feel like, you know, they were both, like, still fuck Randyll, but,
sure.
Because Jaime even tries that bit to, like, butter him up with the whole, hey, you were the only one to defeat Robert Baratheon.
Right.
And Randyll just kind of, like, cuts him off. And so Jaime, you know, recognizes that, change tactics, gets right to the point, and that shit works out. So
yeah, I agree. Yeah, great scene.
Also, his reaction to Dickon is very good. There's just the slight, like, it's not over the top or ridiculous. He just gives a slight, like, right. And just kind of goes back to business. Very, very good. We love Nikolai Coster-Waldau, and we always have. So
yeah,
I wanted
definitely.
To shout that out.
Yeah, I think this is going back to.
Well, real quick, there's the hey, Qyburn's got a big crossbow.
Oh. So I mean, you know, I've not read the last two books. Is this anything that's been hinted at? Like,
not really. No.
Is there any, like, to the best of your knowledge? I know you haven't, like, read, like, all the expanded, like, lore stuff, but like, is this something that, like, was a thing?
I think, yeah, maybe, or I may be confusing it with The Hobbit in my head right now.
Oh no!
I know. Yeah.
Fuck The Hobbit.
It's just no, because we're not nearly anywhere close to Daenerys and her dragons coming over to Westeros in the book, so none of this is anywhere near happening. It's very stupid, and this has been pointed out by plenty of people. This is not an original thought to me, but a several 100-year-old skull does not
without
dragon scales does not equate to a living, breathing dragon with scales
and muscle.
And now I know, it's like
he's had his milk, you know. Like,
also, fucking something that flies around and moves and breathes fire.
Yeah.
And, like, I get it. They have to have, like, some plausible way of, like, dealing with the dragons. It's just like, was this the best you could come up with? I don't know. It's just, it's a little hokey.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing that, like, sometimes, I mean, I would consider Game of Thrones more of, like, a mid to low fantasy, but, like, once you start getting into those high fantasy elements like that, like dragons, for example, and you have something that is that powerful, and you don't have other things that can match that, like, you kind of put yourself in that spot where
that's true.
It's like, what works here. You
Dragons are literally the nuclear option of this world, and they're fighting
Yes.
fuckers with swords. So, like, I get it. You got to suspend the disbelief a little bit about that. So it's whatever.
Yeah. Anyway.
So back to Dragonstone now.
Oh wait, no, don't we go to Old Town?
Oh, well, I mean, we can do that. I mean, so yes, I kind of, in the recap, I kind of combined two scenes in the notes. If you want to talk about that now, that's fine.
Okay. Actually, yeah, I'm reading my notes. It's actually very short. All I have is Sam's realization that Jorah is Jorah's son is good, very quick, but just this kind of like,
yeah.
And I love Sam, so I mean, I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah, we should talk about both these Old Town parts. Then.
Okay.
The one thing I love about Sam is just his very honest reaction to the title of the book. where he's like, it's not very poetic, is it? And Ebros gets all pissed off about that. We're not poets.
Poets.
Just like Sam like wants something from this guy and is like trying to get in his good graces, but he also is just like honest enough to tell him like, your title kind of sucks, bro. Which I just love. And then yes, like him, coming in and telling Jorah, like, hey, your father was someone I looked up to, someone, who treated me pretty well. Like I was with him when he died. And I want to keep you from dying. Like, it's just like, Sam's just a good dude,
He is just a good dude.
Fuck this scene though.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Okay.
Man.
I can live with everything up until they scene transition
to
the pie. Like, the rest of it was gross, but it's like, okay, I get it. Like, they're really hammering home, like, how bad this is for Jorah and how dangerous a procedure is. Very gross, but okay, fine. But they just go straight back to the well of, hey, we're really gonna make you, like, fucking...
vomit.
Yeah, well, that I'm like they did the same exact thing last week with the logs, the shit and the piss and the food, and it's like, oh, here's pus and blood and food, and it's like, dude, why?
Yeah,
just why?
Whose joke was this? Like, whose prank was this in the writing room?
Seriously,
who lost the fucking dare, dude?
We've heard that a lot of people eat dinner while watching Game of Thrones every week, so we want to fucking make them vom everywhere.
Yeah, dude.
So yeah, hate that.
It's just unnecessary.
So uncalled for.
And like, aside from that, it's a choice. Like,
yes.
They were like, hey, this is what we're going to do because
2 episodes in a row they made that same choice, and I'm just like, why though?
Yeah.
Did you have anything else about Sam and Jorah there?
I mean, no, poor Jorah. That doesn't seem
that's
like fun. And Sam just like, hey, dude, I'm really sorry, but like, don't fucking make a sound, dude.
Dude, if I was Jorah, just kill me, bro. Like, just I'm not even. You won't even let me scream, bro. Just like, nah, just let me end it. I'm not.
I especially love when Sam gives him the rum to drink, and he's like, "Well, hold on, wait.
Yeah, actually, hold on.
I'm gonna need some of that too."
Yeah, that was pretty good.
But anyway, all right. Let's move on to Dragonstone.
Dragonstone. I don't know what to think about much of this. Wait, you go first.
Okay.
You tell me what to think, Zach.
Okay, yeah. I'll try my best. So this isn't actually going to be very effective because my notes literally start off with, I am very torn on how I feel about this.
Oh, excellent. Well, we're on the same page here then.
So, okay, I'll read the rest of my notes.
Okay.
So Dany displays very real and genuine growth for a moment. She takes Tyrion's advice, recalls what he said, and is like, hey, I am going to stick to the more strategic approach rather than the conqueror's approach, because at the end of conquering, I do want to have people to rule, right? I want to have an actual kingdom, which makes perfect sense.
Good for her.
And I like that.
Hell yeah.
And I also especially like that when everybody's kind of bickering, because I do feel like this is true to characters. Like this is what would happen in this room. When everybody's bickering on like what to do or, you know, like sharing their opinions, she kind of is able to call order to the room with a firm hand without going to the violence thing. Like she commands a respect, which is cool.
Right.
Like we haven't seen that from her in a way that isn't like, oh, I'm Daenerys Stormborn, I'm the fucking mother of dragons and breaker of chains. Like we haven't seen much of that.
Right.
You know, so
I also like how she like has Tyrion's back too.
Absolutely.
When she's like, he is my hand and you will respect him as such.
Right. Yes, and it almost like it's really cool to see because like these are players in the game that have kind of just been loose. They've been like loose cannonballs doing their own thing for several seasons. You know, we're talking about Ilaria and Yara and maybe not so much Elena, but kind of a little bit. And she reels them in, which I like this dynamic. It's cool to see this leadership from her. Because here's the kicker, because we don't see it ever.
Right.
Like we don't get to see that from Dany's character. In this fashion, at least.
Yeah.
So I like all those things.
Their battle plan here is, I think, fine.
It's fine. I like the idea of taking the rock.
Yeah. Where this scene completely loses me is the end.
Is the Olenna part, right?
Who wrote these lines for Olenna? I don't understand. Like, okay, is this just Olenna, like, being so pissed off at the world she just wants to see it burn?
I think that's how we're supposed to interpret it.
That's like the one angle that I can take that makes any sense.
Like, I can't pretend to know what it is to process the loss and anger that she feels.
Sure.
But there's a big part of me, and this might be a little too objective here. This might not be regarding the emotional like issues that are happening here, but Olenna is painted in this way to be like the anti-Tywin, right? Like she's introduced around the same time. She goes toe to toe with him. She's snarky, she's witty, she's extremely smart, very calculated.
Yes. She
takes things under like she takes control of situations. It is, in my opinion, because those are all the things, and maybe this is just because that's what I value and that's what I love about her. Mm-hmm. She would not be like this, knowing those things. Mind you, she did just lose her entire family. So like that's where I'm struggling, and that's what I mean when I say I'm on the fence about this. And like you're giving advice to a queen who means to conquer everything. Like that's like, it's one thing to turn around to like somebody you trust and love and be like, man, like I'm fucking pissed and I'm angry and fuck the world. Mm-hmm. But like she's telling somebody that can and probably will actually do that. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know that I like the Olenna that we love and appreciate. I don't think would be that just absent in terms of
right. Well, see, here's the problem is we're making a lot of assumptions about like, okay, well, in order for this to make sense, like, she has to be just like given up and done. And like, I want to see the world burn. Like the show hasn't really
put in the work for that.
Right. It has, exactly. That's exactly what I want to say. It hasn't put in the work for that. We are making leaps and assumptions in order to make it fit.
Sure.
Because we haven't been shown that, basically.
Yes. And to your point, if that was the case, which I think that is what we are supposed to believe, put in the work for that.
Right, exactly.
Right, show that.
It's just also like it's just a weird sequence. Like the rest of this, I think is totally fine. It's just like and also like listen, like Olenna has set a high bar. Like we're very used to coming in here and singing the praises of every Olenna scene because she's freaking rad as hell.
She's also very anti like whoever's in charge. So like this is also a different dynamic to see her.
Sure.
Like she's always challenging the person who's in charge, right?
Right. Well, it's like, you know, do you feel some of this is like she's trying to like give Daenerys advice in the same way she would give like Marjorie? Like, I don't know. I don't know what to take out of this.
Yeah, but look, at the end of all of this, like putting the motives aside, even if maybe you and I are a little misplaced on why she should be feeling this way, or you know, like maybe there has been more work put in, like maybe she's made some comments like in the last episode, or I mean whatever, like whatever it is, the lines are bad. Yep. Like they're just corny. Yep. They're super cringe. Like they're as cringe as the Bell thing and like the Fire and Blood and Vengeance or whatever the fuck they're said. Like it's just cringe.
No, definitely. So I'm gonna tell you something that you definitely already knew, Zach. But hey, that Missandei is pretty attractive.
Boy, like I don't want to be like a total fucking like gross ass here and like be respectful,
but you
like,
are gonna be though.
She is just like way insanely attractive. She's so beautiful.
She is.
And I want everybody, just for the record, to know, like I've been saying that literally since she's been on the show. Like it's not because she's naked in this scene, although that is nice to see. Who doesn't like to see a naked person of somebody you are attracted to?
Two people, just hot people being hot in a room together.
I don't think Grey Worm's a super good looking guy.
Oh, I think plenty of women would disagree with you.
Well, yeah.
I
maybe
think
that's
he
just
definitely has a very certain attractiveness to him, and I think plenty of women find him very attractive. Dude's also like pretty chiseled, pretty cut up.
Sure, yeah.
And yeah, they're gonna scissor me timbers or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Whatever. Like insert any joke that was on Twitter at the time of this episode release, because
truly,
Jesus. But anyway, look, I do have a note about this. Aside from like the attractiveness or lack thereof of these characters,
lack thereof.
I just don't think Grey.
Yeah, okay, I get
whatever.
it. We
anyway,
get it.
Their love with each other, I think, is very believable. This is maybe a very shallow take here, but like watching two people who struggle with like how to articulate and communicate, it's a tough watch. Like there's a lot of friction in watching like a scene like this. Like it's an uncomfortable, I think, like progression to get to. Like, all right, like I just love you, and that is like a very me take. I'm not telling anybody that you should feel this way, but like some people like that they're like these like lovers who like have never been able to really like communicate that and like be open to that, and there is something beautiful in that. For me, I'm like you can't fucking talk, Grey Worm. Like Missandei, like you don't know what like. You know what you're feeling, but you've never been allowed to feel, and like you can't articulate that, and like it's just like it's so like not smooth.
I don't know. I don't have a problem
no
with that.
Riz, man. There's no Riz.
My man needs more Riz in his scene. I didn't have a problem with it. I think it's whatever. It's fine.
But dude, I forgot that she was naked for so long.
She's naked for
like it's a long scene.
It's a long
I was
scene.
Like, God damn.
Kind of keeps going. Okay, next. Okay, yeah. This is about as season 7 scene as you're gonna get next here, which is the hey everybody, Hot Pie's back. You remember him? Pew pew, Hot Pie. Woo! Everyone loves Hot Pie.
Azora Hot Pie.
We're gonna bring him back for a scene that totally could have been done in like a billion other ways, and Arya's gonna act really fucking weird throughout the entire thing, except
you know, like the Lannister soldiers that she was with.
Yeah. Except
there
for
could have been a point to that conversation.
There could have been a point to that conversation, and Arya's gonna act like really bizarre, except for like 10 seconds at the end when she finally like looks him in the eye for the first time and is like genuine, and it's like where was that? The rest of the entire scene. This is a bad scene. I don't like it. Love hot pie. Don't like this scene.
Yeah, you know, for the people out there that would likely say like, "Oh, she's changed because of her time with the House of Black and White," we saw genuine, honest conversation Arya with fucking Lady Crane.
Also, fucking last episode with Randyll Lannisters.
Yeah, absolutely.
That you talked about.
Yes, like it's. I don't know. It's a weird.
And the whole you've been making pies, Ari? Yeah, I made a few. Like
maybe a few.
So
like, okay,
fucking
did they get
cringe,
somebody from Marvel to write these fucking lines?
They are Marvel ass lines. You are not even kidding. Holy, sorry for all the people out there that's gonna offend, but like,
dude, fuck off.
Jesus, it's bad. It's just
man.
Winky winky to the camera. Why don't you just go ahead and she's already staring directly into the camera and not at hot pie, so might as well just wink into it while you're
cameo appearance in the next Deadpool movie is fucking Arya Stark, dude.
At the very, very end of the scene when she looks at him and tells him like, "Hey, I'm glad you're all right. Don't die." I'm like, oh, okay. Where the
she lives?
Yeah, I fucking where the hell has that been? And I also don't like this Nymeria thing. This is also just feels like a season
this
1
was
Easter egg, blah blah blah.
This was a I don't know, like a fan service thing is what it was.
Well, that's I feel like so was the hot pie thing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like I don't like these fan servicey bullshit.
Like there's going to be people who say, "Oh, well, we needed closure on that," and it's like, well, the show hasn't given us any of that. You don't need closure. Like she sent her wolf away.
Your closure, well, yes, and also your closure could have been just like, you overhear talk of like, hey, there's this wolf pack in the Riverlands that's led by a giant she-wolf and that's terrorizing the Liverlands. Isn't that kind of weird?
The Liverlands?
The river, I can't speak.
Dude, you know those Liverlands,
I love fucking Liverlands. My mom always made me eat my Liverlands before I could have dessert. I don't know where the fuck I was going with
what was that joke?
It's a bad scene. I don't really want to talk about it anymore. Do you have anything to say about it?
No. I mean, I feel the same way. There's like okay. I'm gonna show some humility here.
Okay.
First time watching this.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh shit, that's Nymeria. Fuck, that's cool. On second watch, why did we need that?
Yeah, we didn't.
You know, like we didn't need that.
It's literally fan service. Like,
yeah.
I mean, that's all we really need to say about it. Winterfell. So this is where Jon is, basically telling everyone, "Hey, I need to go to Dragonstone."
Yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, nobody's into it, including Lyanna Mormont, who normally has his back, but even she thinks it's a terrible idea.
Right.
Which I like, but Jon, he's committed and he understands the value of him being a king, the kind of the weight that holds when he's going to go into Daenerys and ask for her help, basically.
Sure. Right. And like, that's obviously like, there's no way he could know that. So we can't credit his decision. We can't credit him for like making this call based on this knowledge, but like with our God perspective, Daenerys would never agree to anything with anybody other than the king. It would just not happen.
Well, if there's one thing we know about Jon that he's proven time and time again, it's that he will never ask anyone else to fight his battles for him. Like the dude is going to anything that he can do himself. He absolutely will. Like, I think this is like a good parallel to this situation would be when he's Lord Commander, he talks with like the leader of the wildlings, or even before he's Lord Commander, he goes and talks to Mance himself. He talks to Tormund himself. Like he goes to Hardhome with Tormund, to get the wildlings. Like he is always willing to do whatever it takes, even if it means putting himself in danger.
Right. And this is a double-edged sword. Like, this is a good quality to have in a leader, but it's also like
very dangerous.
It's also very reckless, very dangerous. And, that's
to Sansa's point, hey, look what happened to our grandfather.
Truly. Yeah. Yeah, it's Jon has just enough like dumb Ned Robb energy.
Yeah.
But like enough of the other end of the spectrum as well.
Yes.
Where like he's a little more thoughtful. Like he has a legitimate reason rather than like, oh, honor this or whatever the fuck, So yeah, I think the scene is okay. Like when we think about the northern, like Jon addressing the northern lords, this is not a scene I think about them. No. Like it's just fine. It's just
totally fine.
Yeah, it's just whatever.
Yeah. I don't have much to say about Littlefinger and Jon.
Yeah, it's just a cool callback to Ned doing the exact same thing to him, doing it right next to Ned's statue.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's.
I think what Jon said probably needed to be said to Littlefinger. Like, good on you, Jon.
Yeah.
Like Sansa has been shutting him down. She's probably can handle herself, but also like probably Jon. Yeah, something you needed to say. So
for sure.
Good for you.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay. Here comes the shitstorm.
Yeah, truly.
Dude. This episode could have ended here and I would have been okay with it.
It would have been a lot better. That's for sure.
Dude, this ending is garbage.
Can we shake
it's
to
bad.
This is the worst battle scene in the show's history. Like free, right? Oh shit, I just forgot about the Jaime and Bronn and Sand Snakes fight in Dorne though. No, even that's this better. And that's more of like, a skirmish. That's not really a battle.
Yeah. No, this is the worst battle. Free, yes.
It's so bad. Like I really tried, like, because when this scene started, like I was literally laughing at some of the things that happened, like especially when Euron comes down on that fucking thing, like, dude, I had to rewind and watch that about 6 times because was that as hilarious as I thought it was?
Oh yeah, it absolutely was. You know how earlier I said that there was a couple moments in this episode that made me feel like, are we watching Scooby-Doo?
Dude.
Okay. The ship like comes from the fucking fog.
Uh-huh.
And the music swells, and then it stops, and right when the music cuts, both Theon and Yara are like, Euron? Like, dude, what Scooby-Doo ass show is this?
It feels like it belongs in like a Sci-Fi Channel original.
This is a Michael Bay or like fucking M. Night Shyamalan movie. Dude.
No. You're short selling both of them. Like,
oh my God.
Ways. This is way worse. This is like direct to DVD, like 6th sequel to like some fucking action movie starring some Icelandic guy that you've never heard of.
Oh my God, dude.
It's like just from a
Euron,
because like after this scene started and I was literally laughing.
I saw an actual exclamation point pop up above their head too.
No, see, that would have even been better. Like I tried so hard. I was like, okay, I have to like give this a fair shake and be objective. And even once we get past the part where it's like, this is just people I don't give a shit about fighting people I don't give a shit about. Let me try to like...
Is it at least good? Though?
Right. Let me try and analyze the rest of it. Technically and like from a like filmmaking, just like, is this a cool looking or like well shot battle or edited battle? No. Just none of those things. It has nothing.
Dude, can we talk about
it.
Can we talk about when Euron is holding up Obara and she's just like
have to?
Dude, she's just like I don't even know what she is, man. It's just
I've seen high school like fucking
She
plays.
looks like a blow up doll, dude. Just like
Dude. This scene is an absolute travesty that does not belong anywhere near a show that we love this much.
Yeah, it's very bad.
Dude, I swear to God, I literally watched him come down on that boarding ramp like 6 times because it's the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. It's cut so awkwardly.
Yes.
And just, and then just his face, and it looks like he's genuinely screaming in terror, like he's about to fall off whatever, like, apparatus they've got him up on while they're filming him. It's so funny how bad it is.
Yeah, it's just not good. And we've provided reason to why it's not good. Okay?
Yeah, okay, good. Excellent.
Yeah, that's the reason, is it's fucking terrible. There is oh man. Okay.
All right,
let me call out one thing I like.
Yeah.
The younger of the Sand Snakes.
Yeah.
With her longer, more messy hair.
Yeah, I like her new hairdo. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I like her old hairdo too.
Oh yeah, I mean, I just like her, but dude, you just like a change, you know. Every now and then, it's like, oh, got a new hairdo,
for sure.
Damn,
Ramona Flowers when she changes that haircut.
Oh, dude, I love some Ramona Flowers. Mary Elizabeth Winstead can get it, bro. Absolutely,
true. Very definitely the funniest scene this episode for sure.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
No, this scene was the funniest scene this episode. For all the wrong reasons, but it was
okay.
It made me laugh the hardest.
Okay, I need to call something out here.
Yeah, call it out.
The obsession with cock in this season and on is, I mean, there's like a lot of it even before season 7, but like especially in
like
this season and on.
Cockless coward type thing when he's calling him out.
He calls him that. We heard something about a cocksucker in last episode with the Hound.
Oh yeah.
The sand snake chick stabs the dude in the dick.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just like this is becoming like Quentin Tarantino putting feet scenes in movies. Like this is just like what is happening right now? I don't know if I'd go that
far.
Nah, I don't know, man. Let's just keep our eyes and ears peeled in the next several episodes. I feel like this comes up a lot.
Yeah, this episode should have ended after.
Yeah.
The
let's talk about the story here. Okay. So Yara gets captured.
Yeah.
She looks entirely resigned to the fact that she's been captured, by the way. Like she could just fall asleep on fucking Euron's
she was like
chest
me
there.
At the start
she
of
was
this
just
episode.
Yeah, and I don't know what to make of, like, I honestly don't know. I don't know that I feel good or bad or annoyed or anything about like Theon bitching out and jumping ship. Like, is that true to character? Has he made enough of an arc to where like he should have died fighting for Yara? Like I don't know how I feel about it. I'm just like kind of, it is what it is.
Yeah, as you're talking about this, I realize I have literally no opinion. I didn't even think about it because I was just too busy laughing during this scene. I don't care, I guess. It's just these fucking characters like are the worst, all of them.
The way I rationalize it is like he's doing his best to do all the right things recently, but like he's still broken. He's still a broken man, you know, and whether it's a trauma resurfacing type thing or, you know, whatever it is, like I'm going to just go with that and say like it's fine for his character. You know, not everybody makes it out of those types of things like a better and stronger person. Sure. So fine, you know, and I'll give him that credit. But
I think it really does say a lot that Theon is my favorite character in this sequence.
Oh boy.
You know how much I have disparaged Theon through our time on this show.
Yeah,
so
truly.
That is saying quite a bit. Are we ready to anything else you wanted to say about that? I mean,
No.
We could, but I really don't want to.
One more thing. Are we to actually believe that Theon jumps overboard and Euron doesn't attempt to like...
Yeah, he's just chilling in the water. He's just hanging out.
He's literally fucking just like doggy paddling.
He's
like,
right next to their ship. Just right
like Euron's
there.
not gonna attempt to like get him killed.
I guess the
Send
whole
somebody
thing is
after
that he
him?
doesn't care because like Theon is like useless trash to him, and he truly doesn't care. I guess.
Jesus, dude, I don't. Anyway, all right, that's really the last thing.
Okay,
That's the end of this episode.
yeah.
Let's do that thing we do.
Yeah, we shouldn't have ended on that because, like I said, I was kind of.
What?
Ignore that. That was the wrong fucking scene that I just clicked on.
Why do you still have that?
Listen, reasons. I was having a decent time with this episode. I wish we hadn't have ended on that, but it is what it is. Okay, who'll be thrown in? Where we last left off, Zach, how the fuck did I let you talk me into this? Well, let me run through this real quick. Daenerys was 1, Jon was 2, Arya was 3, Cersei was 4, and the Hound was 5. Daenerys did jack shit all last episode. How the fuck did I let you talk me into giving her 1?
Because she landed in Westeros, man.
Oh my god, I can't.
She got a free island.
Okay, yeah, maybe that's what it was. She literally did get a
She
free
won the lottery,
fortress. Yeah,
essentially.
yeah. She got to muster there for free.
Dude, by the way, hold on, before you continue this,
Yeah.
this is relevant, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Amanda and I were, after our conversation yesterday, like our texting conversation, I started doing Game of Thrones trivia with Amanda when she got home.
Mm-hmm.
And I was asking her, I can't remember. I think I was asking her the 7 Kingdoms question.
Uh-huh.
And at the end of it, she was like, by the way, she did bad. She only got like 3 or 4 of them.
Shock.
Yeah. At the end of it, though, she was like, I just got so triggered thinking about Westeros. All I could think about was mustering, and I got fucking pissed. Dude,
Amanda has
she is so
the
irate,
biggest
dude.
fucking mental hang up when it comes to mustering of like anyone I've ever met, and it's genuinely hilarious.
It is very good. All right.
Okay. So the Hound was not in this episode. He can definitely come off.
Mhm.
My dude Sandor. The rest of these people probably have cases. No, you know what? Arya does not have a case. I'm just gonna go ahead and end that right now.
Hot pie, though.
Fucking hot pie. Do you have anyone you think needs to be talked about? I'm just gonna pull them down.
I didn't like Sam's scenes enough. He doesn't really do anything.
I don't know. Sam has a case for me.
Yeah,
He's just
not.
Well, okay. Who else?
Well, you're not gonna like it, but Euron has a case.
I am not finding. If I go and look for a picture of Euron, it will literally just be a picture of Bam Margera. I hope you know.
Okay, do it. Yeah, that's absolutely
Okay,
what
it.
needs to happen.
Before we do that, here's a legitimate case I want to make. I don't know how you're gonna react to this, but my guy Varys.
I'm okay with that. I really liked his scene.
I really liked his scene, his conversation with Daenerys a lot. And
Jamie has the best scene in this episode.
Jamie for sure. I was gonna get to him.
Tyrion also. Well, Tyrion's scene is not
really
really,
it's not really
great.
a him.
It's not a him.
He
thing.
doesn't really do anything.
Right. I am going to give some credit to Dany this episode as well. Like, I mostly liked her stuff also.
See, I would give her more credit than last week, but apparently you made me give her first last week, so I have to subtract from.
You've got to balance it
I gotta balance it out now.
The accounts of the negative, dude.
The scales must be balanced.
That's funny.
Jorah? Your fucking guy Jorah?
No.
All right, no. I'll shake to that.
That took a lot of convincing.
It took a ton of convincing, dude. So much. I think
so
that's literally every
John
Littlefinger. No.
Do we go Davos for the fire?
Dude, I want to.
No, absolutely not.
I think that's it. Okay, do your thing.
Yeah, if you are not already following us on the Twitter and on the Instagram, you can hit us up at We Don't Want a Pod to stay up to date on all the fun things that we're doing and all the things that we're not posting, because, you know, that is maybe a little inconsistent, but go hang out with us. It might motivate us to post more. Also, on a totally real note, any feedback, guys, if you guys want to leave us a rating, a review on whatever podcast app you guys choose to use, or if you're new here on the YouTube, leave us a comment, let us know what you guys think about the episode or the show. All that does go a long way. We would greatly appreciate it. Scott, it's about time for you to have that picture of
I've got
Margera.
it, buddy.
Let's go. Is it a good picture? It better be a fucking awful picture of Bam Margera.
I mean, aren't they all?
Okay, fair enough. Oh no.
How's that one grab you?
This is like early 2000s Bam Margera.
No, it was maybe a little much. You love it when I edit on the fly too, so
yeah, dude,
just gonna
high quality podcast.
Hell yeah. I feel like that, especially with like the hook. I would do. Oh man, if I could have found one with him like screaming with like his tongue out, that would have been perfect.
I'm sure it exists. Why don't you do that off screen?
Maybe I'll do that some other time.
Get that ready for.
Okay. All this being said, I want to cut Euron. I want to immediately remove him from the list and never talk about him ever again.
Okay. Let's talk through these characters here for a second.
Okay.
Who do you have like a strong candidate for one?
I don't know if I do for one. Jaime is probably my favorite moments and performance in this episode. Jaime and Varys are the two I feel most strongly about, but neither of them are in like a strong position, so I don't know where that leaves us.
See, I feel like the balance is either a Jon or a Dany, because they are both in a good position and they have good scenes. I think that's...
Yeah. Honestly...
That's what
this would probably be the first, maybe last time you'll ever hear this out of me. I like Daenerys' scenes more than Jon's this week. But also, I have to balance the scales because you fucked me last week.
Dude. We used lube. It was fine. Look, man, I don't disagree with that, man.
I can see Dany going first. I can see her going one.
All right, let's do it. Dany won.
She got, again, like, she was like 90% of the way there for me through like all her scenes. But I didn't like openly hate anything, and she still is in a very good position. She's listening to her advisors, which is something, you know, I always harp on her about for now. So I can't critique too much, and I have to be objective. So I think Daenerys deserves one.
Now, do we go with the next balanced character, Jon, who has decent scenes and also good position? I personally feel like, with how bad I think this episode is, I think that I value Jaime's scene more.
I agree.
Than the balance here, but
I agree.
Okay. All right. Let's go Jaime too.
I like Jon in this episode, but there's nothing I can point to that I'm like, fuck yes, that's my guy. Jon Snow, you go high on the list. It's just like, yeah, he was totally, you know.
He was Jon Snow.
He was Jon Snow, but he didn't blow me away, so it feels weird wanting to like really push him.
Yeah.
Jaime, I was like, hell yeah, Jaime, that was a great scene. You did a great job.
Right.
Does Jon go next then? I like Varys' scene, but I think then I would put Jon. We haven't really talked about Cersei yet.
See, Cersei's the one that Cersei's in a good position, but she has no scenes.
I mean, she be politicking.
And like no like accomplish.
Well, I mean, she kind of
Jamie does it for her.
Yeah, Jamie basically does it for her, and I think that's the argument to maybe keep her off or keep her low on the list is that Jamie gets the biggest victory.
Yeah,
for her.
I agree with that. I think I'm just gonna call the next three here. I think we go Jon, Varys, Bam Margera.
Okay, I'm 100% with you on the first two. I'm still reconciling my feelings.
Look, for how bad the scene is, I mean, that's like, I'm never going to dispute you on that. But for when we put ourselves into the mind of this piece of shit, his goal is to link up with Cersei, and like join their forces. And in order to do that, he needs to deliver her something, right? As per last episode.
Right.
He has successfully taken out the other Greyjoy fleet and captured a very valuable prisoner of war. It's a shit scene, but I do think it's definitely the most done in the episode. And I think that to me outweighs anything else from the other characters in the episode.
I hear you. I'm running through the list here, making sure we haven't forgotten anyone. What say you to Sansa?
For being a substitute teacher? Come on.
She
a teacher's
is in
aide?
Charge of the North. No.
Hey, watch
honestly,
this class while I go get lunch.
True. Sam is my real argument here. And
I'll hear it.
I
don't see it.
Obviously, the result of it is not, we haven't seen yet. But I think you can assume if Sam is going through all this trouble, like the result is going to be, a good one for Sam.
I don't know. Is it?
Fuck off.
The last maester that tried this died. So
Sam,
we need to see the payoff.
Extremely kind-hearted, and is willing to go out of his way for someone he just met to do a very dangerous procedure, dangerous to him as well. And I liked his scenes, and I want to reward that. And Sam,
you
my
liked
boy.
His scenes?
I mean, aside from the grossness, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just I hear what you're saying. And I mean, I love Sam just as much as the next guy, but
well, not as much as me.
But dude, taking out the only other formidable armada or navy force is a big deal.
Yes,
and
but he gets
accomplishing a goal that puts you that much closer to the desired alliance that you're after. I don't know, man.
I would rather reward that when it happens than now.
I would rather reward Sam's thing when it happens.
No, because all I can think about is him coming down on that fucking boarding ramp, dude. And I'm just like, no, God, no.
Yeah, man, I'm at a pretty strong disagree here.
I like the quality of that scene is like all your points, sure. +5 here, +10 there. And then it's like, oh, but the quality of the scene was -1 billion. It's just like he can't possibly overcome that absolute shit show. I would rather give it to fucking Theon or
Theon for making it out alive.
Yes, for making it out, for
having Westerosi's best doggy paddle.
Yeah, truly. I can't with Euron.
Maybe we give it to Grey Worm for finally sealing the deal with old Missandei.
Why are you negative on Sam though? I don't understand that. I think Sam has a very strong case.
Sam's scenes were ultra mid to me. I love Sam, but they were just.
I mean, they weren't anything that special, but
they were just so fucking basic. And he doesn't. accomplish anything yet.
But wait, hold on. You're trying to give him credit for like this alliance with Cersei working out when that sure as shit hasn't actually happened
No. I'm giving credit for like the goal is to deliver a prize. He's now captured that prize and simultaneously taken out the only other like Navy force.
Here's the thing. You're obviously more passionate about this than I am, and this episode has been going on way longer than it should have, so I don't even, I fucking hate it, but I just can't be bothered to care anymore, so fine, Bam Margera is gonna go to fucking 5.
I honestly thought you were going to take this stance when I told you I was at a strong disagree.
It's such a terrible. You made me put Daenerys first last week, and now you're doing this to me. When am I gonna get my way, Zach? When am I gonna get
when it makes sense?
I fucking hate you, Zach. What are you giving this episode? Shit, I should probably Daenerys, for the audio listeners, sorry. Daenerys was 1, Jaime was 2, Jon was 3, Varys was 4, and Euron Bam was 5. Zach, what are you rating this episode?
I am giving this episode a 4.
I'm going to give this one a 5. Or should I go 4.5? If it's, seriously, if it cut off before that end scene, this episode would probably be like a solid 6.5. 7-ish maybe, but 4.5.
My God. Yes.
No,
yes.
it was quite a bit better than last week. I'll stick with 5. I'll stick with my gut instinct was 5. I'll stick with that.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
take us out of here.
I think, that's going to be the end of the episode. We appreciate everybody for listening and watching. Also, as always, if you're new here, please consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell. That is obviously for the YouTube peeps. And if this is your first time listening, thank you for doing that. Hit the subscribe button and stay up to date with all of our latest episodes.
And hey, my other hand is making a surprise appearance.
Oh, smell it for me.
No. I don't wanna.
Heyo. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.